Hi, I'm Rebeca Motes and I'm gonna talk about my suite online system. The aim of applying the consulting concept is to implement a strategy that helps to solve a problem for the type of organization of choice and specifically for a customer segment. An example of a type of company, it would be sweet pastry. The main trends that small bakeries has to face are global population obesity exacerbated by the pandemic, technology has invaded our lives, the ISO 9001 standard that is the same that quality management system, and the global warming, environmental problems, and environmental conservation. Sweet pastries or another kind of small bakery has to face these main trends nowadays. Because of that, our problem is the lack of digitization and international growth in small traditional bakeries. With my suite online system, the best solution for traditional bakeries such as sweet pastries to integrate technology into their communications and sale methods. Is a software-based app that involves with two functions. On the one hand, for the bakeries, it enables social media automation, such as Instagram and Facebook, automation of its inventory, and monitoring the location of its main sales points. On the other hand, for the customer, is like a website that allows to have an online catalog with all the ingredients and products that the bakery are selling. So that is designed for small traditional neighborhood bakeries to digitize the sales methods and go international. The application will be the same, but the version of use when downloading it will be different depending on whether it is requested by a bakery or a consumer. My suite online system for the customer saves time when buying sweets, is available anywhere in the world and at any time, and it's really easy to use. So, this app is sustainable, digital, and easy to use, and saves time and gives comfort to the customer. The main ecosystem partners are the web maintenance and service companies with the possibility to obtain a license as my suite online technical service partner, the suppliers of bakery ingredients, and the design and software companies. The value chain can be divided between secondary activities and primary activities. Respect to the secondary activities, we can find farm infrastructure, HR management, technology development, and procurement. Respect to the primary activities, we can find inbound logistics, production, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. When we do a stakeholder analysis, we can observe that we have to keep satisfied investors and large property owners to monitor potential competitors and local consumer of bakeries. The most important part that we have to manage closely are the employees and partners for the application, property managers and company, and employees of the city bakeries, and we have to keep informed property maintenance contractors, government and regional authorities, and supplier network. As they are small, locally based bakeries that are going to start selling nationally and internationally thanks to the application. So, if we realize an analysis peste, we can see that the first stop is Spain, talking about national sales. We will focus on communities with less presence of pastry shops, in communities that, due to their climate and traditions, are more accustomed to eating sweets, and due to the COVID crisis 19, many pastry shops have to close or reinvent their way of selling. We can see how we analyze the political, economical, social, technological, legal, and environmental area in this slide. The second stop related to the context description will be the international sales. Once the company becomes known nationally thanks to social media management, know the main customer type and point of sales, and achieve accurate inventories, they can launch a campaign in some cities of Europe or better say countries. A good countries would be France and Portugal. We have divided the financial area between background and logic. On the one hand, the background, on average, the consumption of sweets per habitant in Spain is 24 kilos per year. That means that a citizen eats about 3 medium-sized cakes on average per year. The average price of a medium-sized cake in Spain is between 25 and 30 euros. On average, a Spanish citizen spends between 75 and 90 euros a year on cakes. The cheapest medium-sized cake you can buy in Spain is 15 euros and the most expensive is 90 euros approximately. Here you can see two tables where talks about the sweet consumption in 2020 and the domestic and foreign demand for sweets in 2018, 2019 and 2020. All of these years are affected by the COVID-19 since 2020, and we can see that the increase of sweets in the country, we are talking about Spain, increased by 43% compared to the previous year. Respect to the financial logic, we have done a simulation of the improvement of bakery revenues with the use of MySweet online system, and we can appreciate that with the use of the application, both sales and consumption of cake increase. However, the price per cake decreased because you will benefit from small economies of scale. On the other hand, we have done the first year budget for the system creation, and we can observe that in the first year, the implementation of the app in the small bakery would entail a greater investment effort compared to the rest of years, especially for the equipment and development of the app. Even so, the total expenditure would not exceed the income that MySweet online system generates in the company, and it would be obtained a profit of 264,500 euros. The cost to the consumer would be the payment for the cake via the app and the shipping cost. The cost for the company, once it has been launched, would be focused on workers, suppliers, and maintenance and technical support. We have done a time frame from the idea to expand in Spain and then go international. In a short term, talking about 2023, the idea would be present and the creation of MySweet online system is launched. Then start contracting and looking for pilot customers and partners. There will be some meetings that will be organized around some places with the companies that are interested in downloading the app, and finally, these companies put the theory learned into practice and made the investment. In a long term, talking about 2024, in addition to making efficient use of their social networks, business are beginning to better control the quantity of ingredients from their suppliers and to keep an exhaustive control of their inventories. In a medium in end of 2024, more and more firms will be using MySweet online system. It is getting better and better, and there is also the option of selling other bakeries' products online, such as to expand internationally. The transferable advantages are the main source of sales for bakeries is online orders via the app. And nowadays, the most used mobile application stores in Europe are iOS App Store and Android Google Pay, and technology and sustainability concerns everyone. I have made an analysis brio, and as you can see, this app it is valuable, rare, in imitability, and organizationally embedded. MySuite online systems follows as well sustainable development goals. The first goal that tries to achieve is decent work and economic growth. It helps small businesses such as bakery to enter the global market and achieve economies of scale. The second goal is the number 9, industry innovation and infrastructure. MySuite online system encourages online sales and promotion through social media, computerization and automation of the company operations. The third goal is the number 11, which talks about sustainable cities and communities. It promotes sustainability by reducing the number of transport by concentrating them in fewer places. Also, it gets the goal number 12 that talks about responsible production and consumption. The bakery gets better inventory control and the customer is aware of the orders and cakes they consume. The last goal that is achieving is partnership for the goals. Agreements are made with suppliers and technical system workers to become my suite online technical service partner. Talking about the internationalization, we have divided in three sections. The first of all, selected location. The first step will be Spain, the place where we are going to launch the app because of the high interest in the bakery industry and the invention of technology nowadays in this country. The next step will be to expand the app to another big countries such as France and Portugal. And the next step will be selected European capitals and larger European cities. According to the governance model, we can appreciate that the institutions that will highlight will be the Union Europe and the European Innovation Council, the state and regional governments, and the World Trade Organization. Respect to the entrance model, the most recommended entry method for companies to internationalize after setting up and making use of my suite online system in their home territory is licensing. The bakery will grant the right to hotels, restaurants, and supermarkets in shopping centers to use its brand in exchange for an annual or monthly fee. Talking about internationalization timeline, we can see that the pilot project will be in Spain in 2023. In 2024 will be the expansion to Portugal and France. In 2026 will be the expansion in selected European capitals, and in 2027 the expansion in larger European cities. I wanted to talk about the problem of the lack of digitalization and international growth in small traditional bakeries. In Spain, most bakeries focus all their sales on person. They don't have social networks and they don't sell online. In addition, their prices have increased due to COVID-19 pandemic and its subsequent economic crisis in order to cover costs and maintain the business. Thanks to the creation of the MySuite online system, companies will be able to integrate technology and communication into their sales methods. The system can be used both by the field, which will allow it to automate the use of social networks, its inventory, and locate the main points of sales, and by the consumer, who will be able to choose their product from any location, having access to a catalog with a variety of cakes and their prices. Thus, the application is sustainable, easy to use, saves time, and brings comfort. In 2023, it will expand nationally in Spanish communities due to the high interest in this type of industry and the need to implement technology in all areas of the business. After Spain, in 2023, they will internationalize the rest of the countries geographically closer, such as Portugal and France. The internationalization will be carried out through licenses, and from 2026 it will be extended to the rest of the larger cities in Europe. My solution is to help small companies in the confectionery sector to gain competitive advantages in the way they sell their products, to expand internationally, and to computerize all areas of their business to make more efficient use of the company. Thanks for listening my Innovate Consulting Concept.